She bragged to friends, "He's so whipped, watch this." Then demanded I leave my sick dad to drive her shopping. I said, "Actually, watch this." When I drove away for good and her car got repossessed since I'd been making the payments. A 28 male just walked out on my girlfriend Brianna, 26, 3 days ago, and honestly, should have done it months ago. We'd been together 2.5 years, moved in together last year. The relationship started normal enough, but somewhere along the way, I became her personal chauffeur, ATM, and apparently, entertainment for her friends. Quick context. Brianna's car situation. Her credit was trashed from defaulting on student loans and maxed credit cards. When her old Honda died 8 months ago, she needed a car for her job. She's a realtor, needs to drive clients around. Bank wouldn't approve her for anything, so Muggins here co-signed. Except the dealership said, with her credit, even co-signing was risky. Ended up having to put the loan in my name entirely. 2021 Lexus IS, about $35K. She promised she'd make the payments, just needed my credit. Made exactly 2 payments before things got tight. I've been covering the $580 per month since June, but the car thing isn't even why I left. It's what happened Saturday. My dad's been battling kidney disease for 2 years. Dialysis 3 times a week. Saturday morning, Mom called. Dad had collapsed at home, weak, disoriented. They were heading to the ER. I threw on clothes, grabbed my keys. Brianna was in the living room with her friends, Tasha, Jade, and some girl I didn't know. They were pre-gaming for some afternoon wine tour thing. "Babe, Dad's in the hospital. I gotta go." She barely looked up. "Now? We need to leave for the wine tour in an hour. My dad is in the ER. Can't your mom handle it?" Her friends were all watching. I saw Tasha smirk. "I'm going to the hospital, Bri." That's when she said it. Turned to her friends with this nasty smile. "He's so whipped, watch this." Looked right at me. "No, you're not. You're driving us to the wine tour. Your dad has nurses. I need my boyfriend. Get your keys." The room went dead quiet. Her friends were literally leaning forward like they were watching a show. "Are you seriously asking me to choose between driving you to drink wine and being with my sick father?" She rolled her eyes. "Don't be so dramatic. It's a few hours. Tell your mom you'll come later." "Actually," I said, "watch this." Walked to our bedroom. Grabbed my laptop, phone charger, and the folder with all my important documents. Thank God I keep them together. Walked back past them to the front door. "Where are you going?" Brianna demanded. "To the hospital. Then probably my buddy Connor's place. We're done." She laughed. Actually laughed. "Stop being a baby. You'll be back tonight begging to apologize." Her friends giggled. Tasha said something about, "Trained puppies always come back." I left. Spent 6 hours at the hospital with Dad, severe dehydration and infection, but stable now. That evening, I crashed at Connor's and started making calls. Sunday morning, I contacted the dealership, explained I wanted to discuss options for the Lexus. They said since the loan was in my name only, I had full control. Could return it for voluntary repossession, would hit my credit, sell it, still owe $29, it's worth maybe $26K, or keep paying and keep the car. Asked what happens if I just stop paying, but someone else is driving it. Well, after 60 to 90 days of non-payment, we'd repossess it wherever we find it. Interesting. Blocked Brianna on everything Sunday afternoon, but not before she'd sent 12 texts ranging from "stop being childish" to "you better not embarrass me" to "how dare you block me." Monday, called the insurance company, removed her as a driver from the policy, effective immediately. She's not supposed to be driving it now. If she gets pulled over or in an accident, that's on her. Also Monday, changed my Netflix, Hulu, HBO passwords. Yeah, petty, but she'd been using my accounts for 2 years. Never offered to pay for any of them. The $580 car payment is due in 4 days. Not paying it. Not my car anymore, as far as I'm concerned. She wanted independence? She's got it. Connor thinks I'm being too harsh. Maybe. But you didn't see her face when she told her friends to watch this, like I was some circus act. Update 1. The entitlement is absolutely insane, guys. Tuesday, day after I changed streaming passwords, Brianna discovered the Netflix situation mid-binge. Managed to get my work email from my LinkedIn and sent this gem. "Really? Cutting off Netflix? What are you, 12? Grow up and come home. Your little tantrum has gone on long enough." Didn't respond. Wednesday, she figured out I wasn't paying the car payment. This time, she got creative. Had Tasha text Connor, they know each other from college. Tell your boy he needs to handle his responsibilities. Bree could lose her job without that car. He's being financially abusive. Connor showed me and just laughed. Financially abusive? Bro, she hasn't paid for that car in 5 months. But here's where it gets good. Thursday, I get a call from an unknown number. It's Brianna's mom, Diane. Never liked me. Always thought her princess deserved better. What kind of man abandons his girlfriend over a little disagreement? She told me to skip my sick father's hospital visit to drive her wine tasting. She says that's not what happened. She says you've been controlling and she just asked for some space. Diane, she literally said he's so whipped, watch this, to her friends. Then demanded I choose her wine tour over my hospitalized father. She's a young woman who needs support. You can't just stop paying for her car. It's not her car, it's in my name. She hasn't made a payment since May. That's because you told her you'd handle it. That's news to me. When did I say that? She says you offered because you make more money. I make $52 a year. She makes at least $70 with commissions. She drives a Lexus she can't pay for while I drive a 2015 Civic. Diane hung up. Friday morning, 8 a.m., Brianna shows up at Connor's apartment. Connor's at work, I'm working from home. She's banging on the door. I know you're in there. We need to talk. I didn't answer. She kept going. You're being ridiculous. It's been a week. Your dad is fine now, isn't he? This is cruel. Watch through the peephole as she had a whole conversation with the door. I'll tell everyone what you're really like, how you abandoned me, how you're trying to ruin my career. Eventually, Connor's neighbor threatened to call the cops, and she left. That afternoon, she did something clever. Created a fake Instagram account and DM'd me screenshots of the car payment portal showing past due $580 in red. This is affecting your credit too, genius. She's right. It will. But here's the thing. My credit's decent, not great. High 600s. I can take the hit. Hers is already sub 500. She literally cannot get approved for a gas station credit card. Saturday, yesterday, the real panic set in. She got the first official notice from the lender. Payment is now 10 days overdue. Late fee applied. Next notice will be at 30 days. She called Connor's apartment landline, didn't know those still existed, but his grandma insists on it. Connor answered, put it on speaker. Tell him he's destroying my life. I have showings all week. How am I supposed to work? Uber exists. The bus exists. Bikes exist. I can't show up to sell houses in an Uber. Should have thought about that before you humiliated him in front of your friends. It was a joke. He's so sensitive. Real men don't abandon their girlfriends over jokes. Real girlfriends don't treat their boyfriends like trained pets. She hung up. The best part? Found out through mutual friends that she's been telling everyone I went crazy and abandoned her out of nowhere. Because I'm having a midlife crisis at 28. Not a word about the sick dad situation, not a word about watch this. But Jade was there. And apparently Jade has a conscience, because she told her boyfriend what really happened. Words spreading. Dad's doing better, by the way. Might get to go home Tuesday. When I told him what happened, he said, son, I'm sick, not dead. I heard how she talked to you at Christmas. Good riddance. Mom added, we never liked her anyway. Parents, they always know. Update 2. This woman's entitlement has reached stratospheric levels, so the car payment is now 21 days overdue. She's gotten the official 30-day warning letter. Here's what she's tried. First, she called the lender pretending to be me. Tried to make a payment over the phone. They asked for the account security PIN. She didn't know it. Then tried to say she was my authorized representative. They asked for documentation. She hung up. Then she tried to refinance the car into her name. 3 dealerships, 2 banks, and a credit union all denied her instantly. One finance manager, who happens to be Connor's cousin, small world, said she actually broke down crying in his office when he showed her the denial, saying it was discrimination against women. But the real show started Thursday. I get a call from my mom. Brianna showed up at my parents' house while my dad is still recovering. Mom said she answered the door to find Brianna in full realtor gear. Suit, heels, the works, holding a manila folder. Mrs. Last name, I need to speak with you about your son's financial obligations. Mom's no pushover. He doesn't have any obligations to you. Brianna pulled out printed screenshots of the car loan docs, highlighting my name. This is a legal contract. He's destroying my livelihood and his credit. As his mother, you need to talk sense into him. Dad, from his recliner in the living room, called out, "The only thing that needs sense talked into it is your entitled ass thinking my sick presence wasn't important enough for my son's attention." Brianna tried to push past Mom. "Sir, if you understood the situation," Mom blocked her. "You told my son to skip his father's emergency for a wine tour. Leave, now." "I'll sue him. I'll sue all of you. Emotional distress, financial damages, breach of verbal contract." "Dad, please do. I'd love to see you explain to a judge how you're entitled to a car you don't pay for." She left, but not before throwing her documentation at my mom and saying, "You raised a pathetic excuse for a man." Mom kept the papers. They're hilarious. She'd printed random legal articles about promise estoppel and unjust enrichment, highlighted random sentences, added sticky notes with things like "he promised" and verbal contract was binding. Saturday, she escalated, posted on the neighborhood Facebook group, yeah, she's still in it, that her ex-boyfriend abandoned her with no transportation and asking if anyone could donate or sell cheap a car to a struggling single woman trying to maintain her career. The comments were brutal. "Aren't you the realtor who drives that white Lexus? What happened to your car? How does someone abandon you with no transportation if you have a car?" She deleted the post within 2 hours. Then Sunday happened. Oh boy, Sunday. She hired a locksmith and tried to get into my apartment. Yeah, we live together, but the lease is mine alone. Always has been. She moved in with me, never got added to the lease. Building security called me. "Mr. Name, there's a woman here claiming to be locked out of Unit 4B. Says she's your girlfriend?" "Ex-girlfriend. She doesn't live here anymore. Hasn't for 2 weeks." They escorted her out. She made a scene. Someone filmed it. It's on the building's Facebook group now with the caption, "Sunday entertainment. Lady tries to break into ex's apartment, claims she owns it." But here's the kicker. Monday morning, she did something that actually shocked me. She listed the Lexus for sale on Craigslist for $35. Remember, it's worth maybe $26. Listed herself as the owner. Said motivated seller, cash only, can't provide title immediately, but will sort out paperwork after sale. Someone reported it as fraud. Craigslist removed it, but she relisted it on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and 3 other sites. I screenshot everything and sent it to the lender with a note. "The person in possession of your vehicle is attempting to fraudulently sell it." They thanked me and said they're expediting the recovery process. The repo order went out this morning. Final update, the repo man came yesterday. Connor's cousin at the dealership gave me a heads up that they'd contracted the recovery. Said it would happen within 48 hours. It took 18. I wasn't there, but Tasha was. And Tasha, apparently needing to clear her conscience or just loving drama, sent me the whole play-by-play via Instagram DMs. 6:45 a.m. Repo truck shows up at Brianna's apartment complex. She'd moved back to her own place after failing to get into mine. 6:50 a.m. Driver starts hooking up the Lexus. 6:50 a.m. Brianna runs out in pajamas and slippers, screaming. Per Tasha, she was shrieking about theft, about lawsuits, about knowing people. The repo guy just kept working. She tried to physically get in the car while it was being lifted. He had to call the cops for safety. 7 a.m. Cops arrive. Brianna tells them her abusive ex is stealing her car. Repo guy shows paperwork. Cops tell her it's a civil matter. Car's registered to me, loans in default. 7:15 a.m. Brianna calls me. I don't answer. She calls again and again. 31 calls in 15 minutes. 7:30 a.m. Car is gone. 7:45 a.m. She orders an Uber to take her to a showing. Uber arrives. She realizes she left her realtor signs, business cards, and client folder in the Lexus. Melts down in the Uber. Driver cancels the ride and leaves. 8 a.m. Misses showing. Client fires her. Here's where it gets incredible. 10 a.m. She goes to the police station, files a report for theft, gives my name, says I stole her car. 11 a.m. Detective calls me. I explain situation, email him the loan docs, the payment history showing I made all payments, the registration in my name, and her text admitting she knew I was stopping payments. 11:30 a.m. Detective calls her back, tells her filing a false police report is a crime. She hangs up on him. 2 p.m., she posts on Facebook, "Ladies, this is why you never trust a man with your finances. They will destroy you the moment you show strength." Jade comments, "Bree, you literally told us to watch this and tried to make him skip his dad's hospital visit for wine tasting? Also, didn't he pay for that car?" Post deleted. 5 m, she calls my work, tells reception she's my wife and there's a family emergency. They transfer her to me. "You destroyed my life. You did that yourself when you decided I was a performing monkey for your friends. I lost 3 clients today. 3. No car means no job. Uber exists. I can't afford Uber to all my showings." You could afford it with the $580 a month you should have been paying for the car. You promised to help me. I promised to co-sign. The loan ended up in my name. I covered 5 months of payments. Help ended when you thought humiliating me was entertainment. My mom was right about you. You're not a real man. Real men don't let anyone treat them like a dog doing tricks. Goodbye, Brianna. Hung up. Blocked her on my work phone too. Today, got a text from an unknown number. Her dad. "Son, I don't know the whole story, but Brianna's moved back home. She's lost her job and her car. Was it worth it? Couldn't you have worked it out?" I replied, "Ask her what watch this meant. Then ask yourself if you'd stay with someone who treated your child that way." He didn't reply. Connor and I are getting our own place next month. 2-bedroom apartment, both our names on the lease, already approved. My credit took a 40-point hit from the repo, but still good enough for the apartment. Brianna? Last I heard through the grapevine, she's working at her mom's friend's boutique. Part-time. Minimum wage plus commission. She went from making $70K plus driving a Lexus to making maybe $20K or taking the bus. All because she wanted to show off how whipped I was. The thing is, I would have probably kept paying for the car if she'd just been decent. If she'd said, "Hey, I know your dad's sick. Go be with him. We'll do wine another time." I'm an idiot like that. Would have kept being her safety net. But she had to perform. Had to show her girls how controlled she had me. Turns out I wasn't whipped, just stupid. Not anymore. Dad's home now, by the way, doing physical therapy, getting stronger every day. Made me promise to bring any future girlfriend by for parental inspection before getting serious. "And son," he said last night over dinner, "if she ever makes you choose between her and family, run. Don't walk, run." Already learned that lesson, Dad. Good. Pass the potatoes. Life's simpler now. Quieter. My bank account's healthier without the car payment and all her emergencies. And I can visit my parents whenever I want without someone sighing dramatically about family code pendants. Brianna texted one last time yesterday from what must be her mom's phone. "I hope you're happy." I am, actually. Genuinely, truly happy. Funny how that